When people become victims of crime, their lives are turned upside down.
A victim finds themselves in a very dark place.
When something tragic happens, you don't know what to do.
The emotional impact is something that, can last a lifetime.
There is nowhere to turn.
Having someone to lean on to advocate for you, I think that's invaluable.
Nova was instrumental in guiding us.
We really needed that hand-holding to go through each day, each moment, each second afterwards.
Nova started with a group of volunteers who were very passionate about protecting sexual assault victims.
We were 5 very angry women that nothing was being done, and the things that were being said about victims, even in the courtroom, where the judicial system really let them down.
Nova started as WAR, Women Organized Against Rape, in 1974.
All together, we just looked at each other and thought we have to do something about this, because there was nothing. Our goal was to meet with the judges and talk with them about what rape is. We were trying to make them understand.
From 1974 until 1982 or 83, WAR existed for Bucks County.
Changing its name to Network of Victim Assistance really helped to expand and identify and clarify that Nova provides services to victims of all types of violent crimes.
And I'm so delighted that I was one of those people that got this going all those years ago.
And anytime I had a victim-centric case, Nova was always right there. And I remember that making a strong impression on me even back then.
Because I know there's an advocate working with the victims and their families. I am able to focus on the meat and potatoes of an investigation.
When I first heard about Nova's mission, it was very important to me because I had been a victim. So working on the board helped me actually learn how to heal from that and become a survivor. It felt very good to know that I was helping other people go through the same thing to make that journey from victim to survivor.
Nova has provided such fantastic services of reaching out, caring as a advocate for victims. A tremendous impact on the things that we do, not only in Bucks County, but the region.
We really can help those people, not just with caring and nurturing, but with knowledge of what do you do, what resources do you have, how do you work with the courts, how can you help yourself.
When I'm on one end of the hotline call and there's somebody there who's desperate, sometimes all they need to know is somebody's listening to them. And sometimes just listening to them gets them to a better place.
My wife and I, a part of our working lives, both worked in education. So bullying in the schools was well known. It's been going on forever. And this is the first program that I ever see that really proactively addressed it.
Working with Nova has always been super important to the entire school district and all of our students. Everything from therapeutic services to advocacy to education. We look at them as one of our foundational agencies to work with.
Nova was a good experience. I think very important because people will get to learn how to handle and deal with situations in the future.
I feel like Nova is constantly that positive light for people, that there is hope and that there is future and that change is possible.
Over the years, I've also experienced Nova as a teacher, as a trainer, and a community educator in trying to prevent some of these harms before they ever occur.
I think of the Children Advocacy Center. They took that right on and said, if we're going to really solve these problems of child abuse and child neglect and sexual assault, we have to find a way to interview children in the best possible way for both the child as well as for the district attorney to be able to prosecute a case.
And if there's any specialty that NOVA has, is to provide a voice for victims, regardless of age, often when they're young.
Dealing with the challenges globally, the challenges with human trafficking, the challenges with a changing environment. It's the ability to deal with change that's important. I think NOVA has done that over the years.
NOVA has always stepped up in challenging times, and they continue to do it with courage, which is something that not all organizations have.
If you ever were assaulted or burglarized or a victim of some kind of crime, you have an advocate. You have a place where you can go to get support.
It is imperative that victims and survivors have a place like NOVA. Having that ongoing support is, I think, the only way that victims become survivors.
I truly believe, too, that they were a huge part of our healing journey. Without them, I don't think we would be where we are today.
For the next 50 years, I'm sure NOVA will be called on many, many more times to be an organization that addresses an emerging crisis in the community.
I think NOVA remaining flexible, innovative, and really at the forefront of the nonprofit field is going to do wonders for our community as a whole.
We have such a wonderful relationship with NOVA, and they provide so much for us that my hope is just that we continue to have that partnership and have you all be able to provide all of those services to us at little to no cost.
I wish there was a way that we could, I don't know, make like the NOVA message bigger at schools and maybe get a bigger group involved, just like advocating in general, like throughout even the high school, because bullying still happens once you get past middle school.
What I hope to see NOVA accomplish in the next 50 years is to make all community members aware of NOVA services, to make sure that anybody who needs NOVA knows where to come, knows how to access those services, and knows that they have the right to those services.
Every community in Pennsylvania and across the country could have an organization like NOVA, because I think it can transform a community.
I think the future of NOVA depends on the entire community and the support of the community. We know we need to be here. We know we need to be here to serve victims and survivors and their family members. We know that there is so much prevention education that needs to happen. And if you compare our past to our future, what NOVA has always been able to do is to pivot and to be ready for whatever comes next. We know that we need to be available and we need to be ready to serve people.